Hi, good morning. This is Kathy Magnuson from Wildwood Learning, and welcome to Coffee with Kathy. Hope you've grabbed your mug of coffee and are ready to sit down and talk about today's topic, which is college readiness. I'm from Wildwood Learning, where I help parents to unleash the brilliance of their teen. I work with parents and support them and their teen in creating a customized education plan for them. And today's topic, college readiness, is really near and dear to my heart. I have four teenagers, three are still in high school, and one just graduated last spring. And so, college readiness and being prepared for that big transition and challenge of transition from high school to college is something that I want to talk and share with parents about my experience with our oldest son this past year. The United States has one of the highest college dropout rates in the industrialized world. And there's some things that as parents that we really need to be aware of when we are asking our kids what is their big next step. I was reading an article, it's on my Facebook feed if you are looking for it, my Facebook Wildwood Learning Facebook page, and it's about college readiness and how to know your teen is prepared. It's from the website called Growin' and Flowin', which has lots of different resources for parents who have high school aged and college aged children. One of the things that they start bringing up is how to assess if your teen is ready for college. I do wish I had read this article last year. One of the first things is like, who is applying for college? When we were making out those college applications, make sure that your teen is the one who's filling them out. Your high school student is filling them out, not you as a parent. And that you're not prodding them and constantly getting on their case to keep on applying to colleges. If they aren't willing to take that step to fill out the college application form, which in some regards is pretty easy depending on what type of college you're going to, then they're not ready to make that next step to move on to college. This goes for scholarship forms also. I also know that if they're not really excited about going to visit, that's probably another indication that they're not ready to make that next step. How does your teen cope with hard feelings? How are they dealing with those feelings? Are they able to talk about them, to express them in a positive or a way that's not harming themselves or other people? Sometimes this shows up as like skipping class, not getting enough sleep, watching too much TV, playing too many games, not dealing with what's going on at school, which can lead to their next point about self-care. Can your child be fully responsible for their own self-care? In high school, are they getting themselves up on time? Are they able to get to school? Do they need constant reminders of assignments that are due? Things of that sort. Are they able to make themselves some food, figure out, their sleep pattern, put their things away like their devices? If they're not able to do that on their own, then they're probably not ready to do that. If they're not able to do that at home, they're probably not ready to do that when they are away from home. So really assessing that and then also managing their time. I know as a parent of high schoolers, our kids come home, they have their time pretty well managed for them. You go to school at 8:30, you're there until 3:15, then our kids are involved in activities, so you have practice after school. By that time you come home, you have supper, you maybe work on a little homework or have a little free time to make sure that you have everything done for the next day. And then you're up doing it all over again. It's pretty well scheduled out. So when you're left to go to college and you have classes, and you're maybe in classes for maybe an hour or two a day, depending on your schedule, you have an awful lot of white space there on your calendar in your day. How are you going to fill that and make sure that you're doing what you need to do? Does your teen know how to seek out help? When they have issues or problems or need that extra help, do they know how to do that without being prodded by a parent? Can they do that? That's a huge skill, is finding the help you need and identifying that you need help. Can they take responsibility and learn from their poor decisions? Are they one that are able to do that? Or do they push off those poor decisions and blame and do the responsibility onto somebody else or onto the situation? Have they been able to manage themselves without their family? Have they gone to overnight camps or to activities or been away from the family? That is really a big struggle that I see. When your family is so involved and you have brothers and sisters around that you're able to do things with, and your friends are at home, at your home community, it's really hard to make that big switch to finding new people to hang out with and connect with. Other things that they bring up is, can your teen assess risks when they're in a risky situation, or when it comes to alcohol, drugs, sexual activity? Can they assess when those things happen and what to do? And we have to remember that college is really an expensive gift. Anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 or more a year. And that's really an expensive gift as a parent that you're giving your child. Or, do you want your child to have those loans out there that they might have to deal with when they're all done with college, or if they never finish college? So at Wildwood Learning, I help parents along with their teens to create customized education plans. And sometimes we have to readjust with those education plans. Sometimes we have to know that that's life, and that's okay. And we really want to make those readjustments. In a book called Self-Design that I was reading, a quote that really stuck with me is that creative parenting is often backing up and letting go and remembering what's important. And really, importance is that we want our teens to thrive at college. That's really the goal. And they'll do it when they're ready. We have to trust. So this semester, we laid out 4 different options for our son, since last semester didn't go so well for him. And in these 4 different options, one of them was to stay home. Stay home. He has some online classes that he can take, and those are part-time. He's working part-time. He's volunteering and working with the elementary basketball program. And surprisingly, he wanted to learn how to play the banjo. Now, I have never even heard him talk about the banjo, but that was something that he really wanted to play and learn how to do. So he bought a banjo and is now taking and having the time to really experience if that's something that he wants to do more of. So it's not easy doing that readjustment, taking that time as a parent to let go of maybe the dreams or the expectations that you have for your son or daughter, and helping them to support them in what they have. This is really not an uncommon situation. And since this was our oldest son, this is our first experience. So at Wildwood Learning, we help support parents. I help support parents in creating customized education plans with their teen, so that their teen can really meet that goal of thriving, of doing well. And as parents, having that support and ability to to really help our teens to do that in the best way. So if you're interested in learning more about Wildwood Learning, go to the Wildwood Learning website, www.wildwoodlearning.com. I also offer free sessions, a 30-minute free session where you and I can sit down along with your team and talk about what is their next steps and how they would like to pursue that. So, thanks for joining me on College Readiness and with Coffee with Kathy. Hope to see you here next time on YouTube, or join me on Facebook Live on the Wildwood Learning page to learn more about Wildwood Learning and the great events that we have coming up.